Why would a friend of the four guys who have all done bad stuff, why would he not be calling them out? Why would he not be pointing out their lying? And why would he instead be calling someone who he doesn't even know untrustworthy?
Well, if you're
And that's where I did definitely say when his screenshot came up, that guy's sus. I'm keeping an eye on that guy because of the fact that I think his behavior is suspicious. Not
but
of him being
also
a fake
point out what
video.
that screenshot was of. It was not of him. Point out what that screenshot was of. Because I think that's the most important thing. The most important thing is that was just reflecting that all of them, even though Blitz continuously say he doesn't know these people, they were all on the same live chatting it up together. They were all in the same live.
Like,
That's all it was.
Yeah, it was supposed to be indicative of literally this boys club shit, and this Hasselblad guy who we had never fucking heard of, didn't give a shit about. Suddenly we hear he's talking shit, and then this screenshot's found from 7 months ago where, oh, they're all friends. Yeah, that makes you sus, buddy. Sorry.
Okay, so he was friends with all of them. You're saying Blitz, Nixie, all of them. You're saying,
Yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't say he's best friends, but he's certainly friendly.
He was at the very least on panels with them.
And what's his position on everything that came out that Irish was saying?
No idea.
I've never heard him a single time. Not to say he didn't. I've never heard him a single time condemn any of them, except I do think he said something negative about Nixie. And that's why someone asked, maybe me, on that live, so are you telling me you don't defend these men? And I noticed he didn't answer, which again is sus. Just be honest. Do you defend them or do you not?
And he 100% did say on that live that Irish isn't looking to find the truth.
He did say that, right?
He did, in fact, say that. But also, he did say that he didn't care about the evidence that Irish had. He wasn't even going to bother looking at it.
Yeah.
Wait, he said that on Vogue's live just now?
Yes.
Oh,
but that's what he said before. But he's claiming, I never said that kind of stuff. And it was like, dude, in your best moment, you just said it.
Yeah, that's really, and that's all you said about him was that he was sus, is what you're saying, right?
That's literally all I said.
I love that Irish is supposed to hold himself to a very, very high standard in terms of what he says about Hasselblad, but Hasselblad can just shoot his fucking mouth off, and Irish is just supposed to fucking go. Just
hey, Irish.
There is ridiculous.
Hey,
Carlotta.
everybody. Oh my God, I am so tired of this type of stuff. I think it is so unfair that people I think it is so unfair that the world is like this. That people just don't care about the things that really matter. They are discussing the shape of the earth.
I couldn't get over, and I've no hate towards that Letty guy, but when he started to make himself a victim, and then when I started to point out, do you want me to get you, to point out the ridiculousness and the offensiveness, why in that moment he wasn't able to realize, wow, I just did what Hasselblad did. And now I understand how easy it is to do it, and I understand how wrong it is. And Hasselblad's been playing that role. It took him 2 minutes to correct himself. But Hasselblad has been a professional victim for weeks and weeks now.
And I think it's deeper than that, Irish. I was sitting there watching the entire live while I was working.
Oh, were you?
And
okay.
I'm sitting here from the outside going, the fact that you are in the same community as these individuals, claim that you go to workshops to help women who have dealt with sexual harassment, and yet you are not calling this individual out yourself, silences complacency, especially when the call's coming from inside your own house.
But not just silence. That was the point. He discredited me, and he kept saying, I only discredited your tactics. But no, I know he said I was untrustworthy. That was my issue. He was saying I was lying. I don't care if someone says
it was the
I'm
same
loud.
thing. He tried rephrasing it 5 different ways, and I was like, dude, you're literally saying the same thing every time, and you're calling Irish a liar. It doesn't matter how you want to rephrase it.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. It really did feel Like when I was up there, I was like, oh, did he say it? If I'm fucked, I'm fucked. They did almost get me to believe he didn't say it, to be honest with you.
Well, it's the way he phrased it, right? When he said, I disagree with your tactics and I think that you aren't looking for truth. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how you put it. That's still saying you're a liar and that you're looking past truths of the situation, which
How
then
can you not be
discredits the
looking for truth?
survivors, which then discredits the stories of survivors, and it's harmful.
It bothered me that when he would use his mod powers and he would block Nutka and then drop her, he would immediately he would apologize after when it was called out on it, saying, "Oh, you know what? That's on me." It does. It, you know what? Honestly,
multiple times.
at that point, your apology means nothing if you can't correct. You cannot correct it because he did it again, and he did it again, and he did
And
it
he
again.
dropped Irish, which was fucked up.
Dropped
was
me
abusing.
3 times after Vogue explicitly said, because I didn't drop him after Vogue said it. He dropped me 3 times after Vogue explicitly said, don't you guys dare drop each other.
That's when you unmod someone. If they break your trust like that, you unmod them, but he didn't.
Well,
so.
I mean, the truth is, and I'm not going to go after Vogue, but the truth is Vogue was biased towards Hasselblad. Like, I'm not going to pretend that it didn't happen.
Oh my God, yes.
But she's like, or he's like, I was being fair. And he's like, I just want to get this sorted. And it was like, what was wrong to this day or to this hour? I'm still trying to understand. How did he have a negative, not just a negative reaction, but a highly emotional reaction, and him claiming that I'm like threatening him? That is exactly what he tried to claim by the message that he finally read, because he was messaging me in the DM saying, why are you coming after me? Why are you coming after me? And I was like, you can ask me on the live or you can check your DMs, whatever it is you prefer. And then he started making it seem like I was threatening him. I think this is me saying in the first paragraph, what the hell's going on? Hey, I was messaging you in the comments to ask you, can you please explain why you have been in live shit talking me and or where your issue with me developed from, as I don't know you before you talked on me. If you can be specific as you can, I'd appreciate it. And whether you answer that or not, can you explain whether whether this is simply solved if you agree never to talk on my name whatsoever, and I agree not to talk on you, because my only issue with you is that you've been you are talking on me in defense of people that I credibly believe are harmful, and I'm unclear why that would make you talk on my name. I thought that was a fucking perfectly reasonable thing to send to that dude. And he
Very
made it seem
cordial,
like I was-
very calm, and very straightforward. And at the end of the day, Irish, look, okay, you had his picture up. If that was my picture up with these other people, I wouldn't freak out that you had my picture up. I would be more concerned that I'm associating myself with those people. And I would immediately make damn sure everybody knew I wasn't.
And Overwatch, that's what's sus. That you're worried because you realize your public association with them is bad, but you don't publicly disassociate yourself by saying they're bad people. That's
Like-
weird.
On July 7th, which was 6 weeks after the Peterson shit blew up, on July 7th, he said that he was on the fence about the Peterson stuff. And he was saying that, like, Irish is, like, gets really blinded by his own rage and, like, was trying to invalidate him. That's what he was saying. This was July 7th.
No, I mean, my wife and I have sat here and watched Irish and your guys' lives when Mag and him are together, or Shubity, you're up here. I've seen the evidence. I've read it all, and it is very well put together. It's very easy to sit there and say, this individual has a problem, and if it is in your house, you better damn well call it out, because it's not everybody else's job to sit there and do it for you. It's just like if there was an issue within my club or within the Norse community, you're sure as fuck damn right I'm going to call it out if it's something that needs to be called out.
And I want to be clear, I'm not going to necessarily go after someone for not calling it out. But if you do anything to negate or harm calling them out, yeah, fuck you. You're part of it. You're now actively assisting them. And I don't understand how these grown-ass baby bitch men had to have that explained to them. I was scratching my head.
And I mean, people say that the screenshots are altered. I mean, do people think that the screenshots come only from you? Do they think that
I
there
don't-
was only one person in the server?
I don't understand how people don't understand the difference between censored and doctored. Like they keep saying, "Oh, the screenshots were doctored, aka manufactured." It's like he censored the miners' usernames and their PFPs.
Yeah,
Like,
because
fuck
that's
off.
the right thing to do.
I'm so confused.
Fucking idiots.
What concerned me is how often they were trying to excuse his behavior based on he's emotional or he's. I don't.
Which
I
is
don't
so
understand
funny,
how that
right?
is an excuse. But yet, if Irish gets emotional, they're like, "Oh, you need to calm. Yeah, you're getting emotional." It was the
Even
weird.
moreover,
thing.
Ernesto, sorry to cut you off, but even more so, how often are women told that they're being emotional and are like told that like it's ironic, right? Like you're being emotional, it's not that serious, right?
Yeah.
But when a man's emotional, then you have to take
It somehow
credit for it.
validates them. Like, yeah, it's like a man is getting emotional and that almost like validates them even more. Like, obviously he's really upset, right? So we have to take it so seriously when a man gets emotional. But then I was up there telling people to shut the fuck up, but then I was being like, "Oh, well, you're just being no. Like, okay." And like people coming at Nutka for the same shit that Hasselblad was doing, like not that they were doing the same thing, but Nutka was obviously like getting very pissed off because she wanted to talk for just, I don't know, 3 fucking minutes. And she kept getting fucking interrupted.
Yeah, they said in the comments, they're like, this couple of mods I seen were like saying, Nuka was so rude. Yeah, and I'm like, Nuka is not rude. Like, they told Hasselhoff to shut up or whatever. It's like, so what? That doesn't make them rude. Like, anytime a woman is assertive, they're considered rude or they're a bitch, and that's another double standard. It's ridiculous.
No,
Nuka
and
raised her
also
voice.
like
Nuka raised her voice when he tried to interrupt her.
I don't remember a single time anyone, maybe I'm wrong, I don't want to misrepresent it. I don't remember a single time when Hasselblatt was told that he was wrong for shouting at someone. Not a single time. I don't recall it anyway.
I don't recall
no,
that
and
either.
like 5 minutes before they had like Russ having a tantrum and screaming at everybody, and they didn't say anything.
I also think it's funny, right? Like he's so upset about this screenshot, but like it's a public screenshot, right? Like he was actually there in that live. I don't understand like the big hype of like being so worried about a screenshot being shown when he was actually doing that thing. Like I mean, I do understand like him wanting it blocked and everything, which is his right. He could have come to spoken to you, but like it also exists because you did it like on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it was fabricated.
Well, don't you know, Nicole, that we have to, bend over backwards so much that our spine snaps. So we have to make double sure, triple sure, quadruple sure that we're not in any way impeaching on a man's character by anything that might even say. Don't you know that, Nicole? We're supposed to bend over backwards to make all this room for them. Oh my god, that's sarcasm, by the way. I totally agree with what you said.
No. Like
Fuck.
it's ironic to me that like you were there, you did it. And now you want us to bend over backwards, which is fine. But like, how are we supposed to know that? Because it's a public screenshot, right? How are we supposed to know that unless you inform us that that's what you want? So it's like you want us to automatically assume that you don't want it there, okay? But you are also doing all the things that are also predatory, just like these other men were doing. You're being
was also-
defensive. You're not coming
Very.
clean. You won't look at the evidence. Like
Not taking
how are we
accountability.
supposed to, right? Like how are we supposed to tell the difference if you won't talk to us? You're avoiding us. Like it makes no sense.
The fact that he
Also-
admitted that he knew I was messaging him and I don't know what he said, he was deleting or blocking or ignoring them. But like, what the fuck am I meant to do? I didn't know what his issue was.
Yeah, but you also shouldn't have to constantly, or the individuals that are involved with this shouldn't have to constantly placate to baby back bitches. I mean, stop being a fucking sore ass bitch. Period.
And that's what it comes down to is they want me, a third party, to go out of my way to protect that guy from potential harm, but they won't take 2 seconds themselves to try to help people know about the harm. And I mean the real harm, meaning they're bad friends, right? And it really is just this centering thing that I'm going to be real fucking honest with you. Anyone who has empathy for the stuff that I do on these lives, this is not me fucking blowing you guys up at all, right? But I'll say this. The past 2 years has been so educational on how much it fucking sucks to be a woman. And I don't even feel like, I mean, yeah, I probably feel traumatized, but I don't feel victimized. Honestly, this has just given me a fucking view into how grateful I am for my privilege as a guy and how horrible I feel for fucking women. Like, it's not like a little thing. It is fucking atrocious. And it is like mentally stressful. It causes huge confidence issues. It causes huge issues with your self-esteem. Honestly, it's been mind-blowingly eye-opening, and I am so sorry. And to the extent I do any of this kind of stuff, which I'm sure I will, please make sure to call me out. I don't want to be part of this shit. I'm happy to be wrong in other ways, but I don't want to be part of this shit.
I'll call you out, Irish, if that happens. No worries,
Well,
man.
I think
Can I just ask,
Well-
how many followers does
Doctor.
this Hasselblad person have?
No idea.
10,000 is in?
That's it?
Dr. Blitz was there? Wait. Hold on. No lie. Dr. Blitz was in the comments?
No, he's in there
1
right
minute.
now.
This is
I'm
one
guessing.
In there
minute.
right now?
LOL.
God, that's wild. Why can't his ass ever just freaking like face you? Oh.
Coward. He has no spine.
I would just like to say one development that occurred when you were on that panel. Planet Peterson blocked a certain someone because she didn't agree that he was calling image-based sexual abuse revenge porn.
Wow. Shocking.
The another thing that concerned me also was how it was. I mean, I think well, the ladies that were up there, the women that were up there, did address it. But when Alexander went after Miss Cake, I don't get that. I don't get how that
We can talk about it in my server. I have some insight as to what that's all about. What she said, I was not surprised to hear, but I'll keep that one private.
No, not the context of what she said, just how he handled it. What she actually said and how she was reacting is
Oh,
secondary.
what Alex? You're talking about Alex in the live Alex.
Alexander.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. What the fuck?
This was
Yeah.
horrible.
Alexander
Horrible.
went after Miss Cake, and I don't get that. And I get, and the fact that he's like, oh no, you don't speak to the host that way. Somebody who's a victim.
This was horrible. Horrible.
That was very foul.
Yeah, I didn't know her. I was gonna ask why she came at Irish so hostile though. Is there like a reason why she did that?
He was
what
mad
I-
because he didn't answer her.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, come on.
it's not that. I did answer her. I did answer her. That's what's a bit disappointing. So like, she knows that I said the Alex stuff seems ridiculous. I don't know why she was pretending like I didn't message her that weeks ago, but I know that she's been dead set on me going after Russ, and I've tried to explain to people that I don't know if you noticed, but Russ listens to me, and so I have a choice. I can either validate all you guys by shouting at him and losing him, or I can continue holding on to that, allow other people to shout as much as they want, and I can continue having a conversation with him because he has at least seemed to give a shit about certain things I say. And that's not me validating him. That's not me going to be friends with him. That's not me going to say that he's a safe person. That's none of that. But I don't see a benefit in me shouting at him, personally.
No, I
I
totally.
also have to remind everyone, there are 156 people in here. Irish is not TikTok's attack dog. Okay, you cannot just say, Irish, go get him, and he's gonna go get him. Okay, so I get that you want Irish to go after someone because you've seen how he's gone after others, but it's still Irish's decision whether or not he's going to go after people, and you cannot vilify him if he doesn't immediately respond to you and go attack.
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, it just seemed a little, and like you can't be entitled to his time. Not to mention, I mean, you see the hours he spends on these like things he puts together. People don't realize how much time that takes. Like he is so good at that. Like that takes time to do. and people just like don't even think about that. They just watch the live and are like, oh, cool, he can do this, he can do that, but like you got to think about that as well. And also, I think you mentioned last night, which was a really good point, was that someone like, I think it was Russ you were referring to, is that was he the one that was aggressive towards his wife?
Very, yep.
And you said like if you were to like call someone like that out, they could potentially take it out on the wife, and that's a really good point too. That I don't think you like. I think you said you kind of realized that.
I need to think about, I need to think about that more broadly. I don't want to talk about that right now, but I do want to talk about that as a live because
Right.
it is something that is important, I think, to consider now that I kind of had that realization.
Yeah, I just mean that people aren't thinking about these things when they ask you to help or do this or that. They got to just take it a little bit into context that you're only one person. You only do so much.
And also, I would like to say something in defense of people who follow, like, yeah, in defense of us women who follow Irish. We are not stupid people. Please stop saying this. And we don't idolize Irish. And we aren't a cult. We are a group of people who are together because we have similar values and because we think that the type of stuff that Irish does is important.
Here's the thing about that is, I honestly I don't care about that anymore because we do the exact same thing when we talk about.
Yeah,
those
but I
things
do
about the-
care, Ernesto.
Hold on. I get it, and it's going to continue. It's never going to change. That's something that everyone's going to say, and honestly, that's something that everybody on this side's going to say about other people as well. So that's a non-issue. That's a non-issue, to be honest.
For you, for me, it is an issue. I am a woman. People are used to say this stuff about me, and I don't like it. I am an intelligent person. I have university, I have master, I have doctor, and a lot of the women that are in the group are very intelligent people. And maybe it is not an issue for you, but maybe for the women it is. We are
I think
tired.
I think it's not an issue for you Ernesto, because I do think the reason why it's said about me is because my followers tend to be predominantly female. And so I do think that that's why it wouldn't affect you. You don't feel hurt by it because they're not doing it because of you. Like you come up every once in a while, but almost always the women are said that they're in their 20s. The women are said that they're being abused. The women are said that they're being taken advantage of. The women are being said that they're being emotionally manipulated. The women are the ones in the community who are almost constantly being told that they're nincompoops. You do get told that occasionally. I absolutely have heard that. I'm not invalidating that. But I often hear the women being told they're dodo birds. You have been called.
That wasn't what I was talking about. I was talking about the cult thing. That particular thing. And we do that to them too. I'm not saying we're calling them nincompoops. We're calling the minion thing. That is irrelevant to me. I get.
Okay, to you, but I don't like when people say that I am associated with a man that I am not associated. Like people say that everybody here in our group is a schmex cult and blah 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 blah. No, it isn't. It is a group of people with similar objectives.
Oh wow.
I think
Intelligent people.
Ernesto, to the extent you're saying that happens with every group, all you're saying is that the harm is very generalized and it's not specific to us. And so I understand what you're saying. That's where I feel on it. But I also don't think that would necessarily invalidate someone feeling bad about it. Do you know what I mean?
Feeling bad about no, and I'm not saying, I'm not trying to invalidate anybody for feeling that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we cannot I get why it happens, and I get why people feel that way. But we have to acknowledge that happens on all sides.
Yeah, but okay, Carlotta can acknowledge
that
it happens on all. I don't think she's saying it doesn't happen on all sides. She's just saying that because it happens on all sides doesn't mean it doesn't fucking suck for her, I think is what she's saying.
Yeah, I don't like that people say that I'm just here because I think that Irish is the best.
Right. I don't like hearing that.
Like Carlotta, I think, is saying that anyone on their side that we would say is being misled or we would say is helping them out, she would also say that it's not fair to say that about them as well.
Yes.
Say it again. Would you?
I said, but Irish is the best.
I think it's the most unfair though when people say it like in this situation, right? we're going off of like factual evidence, right? That Irish is providing and forming an opinion, versus other people are going off of what someone's saying to them, like take Blitz, right? Talking to someone in their DMs and manipulating them. Like that, to me, that makes a little bit more sense for someone to say that about women, and maybe trying to get them to like, here's the evidence, look at what you see, and then if they make that choice still, well, then that's on them, right? But like to call people on this side, the women, I think it just makes no sense. They're just doing that as like a misogyny thing.
It is definitely a misogyny thing. I agree with that for sure. It's definitely one of those things that, like, you have to follow a man. You have to follow. Yeah, I agree with that.
And that is my problem.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Carla. I didn't mean to invalidate you. And that was not my intent. I just see.
I think you would,
Iris, I'm talking.
sorry,
Iris,
go ahead. I
I'm kidding.
apologize. No, I apologize. Go ahead. I thought you
No,
were
it's
good.
all right, Vogue. No, I'm kidding. I just see that. And you're right. I don't see it in through the lens of a woman, for sure. I don't see it through the lens of a woman. So how I visualize it is going to be completely different than how everyone else does, or how women do.
Yeah.
Okay, can I rant for a second?
No, please, God.
Hasselblad is not a victim. Oh my God. This was one of the most frustrating lives. Vogue, I'm pissed at Vogue. They've already had me and my alt blocked for whatever reason. So I'm not sure what I did to Vogue, but now I'm not a fan. My last comment in that live was that I went to college in the early aughts at the height of grape culture, and STEM guys are the worst. Like, this is, it's absolutely insane. And global Earth Laura can get fucked. Like, I do not understand what that pick me bitch, what her problem is. And the victimhood, oh my gosh, I think it was like multiple people that said at one point that they were, can I be the victim next? And, oh, it's going to be me. Like, it was just proving that whole point that they just didn't, like, men were afraid of being the next one
100%.
accused. And that's what Hasselblad did. And here's the reason why he's not a victim. You had a screenshot of a 6-box panel, and you circled the 4 problems. Hasselblad was not one of them. And so, but you said, but it kind of makes me want to know more. And it's like a half serious joke.
Exactly.
And they were treating it like it was an allegation, like you had put the cuffs on him. And he had this issue. Remember on Haley's live? You joined, and no, you didn't even join. You were just in the comments. And he got so defensive and like freaked out. And I just don't understand it. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't get why we need to like coddle these guys. And that's what was happening in that live. At any time anybody said anything, everybody was like silent for everyone to speak until Irish spoke, and half the times it was Vogue cutting in. It was wild. Just
Wait, what was the context of him saying that you guys said there, or I think it was Schubity called out what he had said about when am I going to get to be the victim next? What was the context on that?
Because
Like, why did
he
he-
wanted more of a platform and chance to explain to everyone how he has been victimized in all of this.
Over what you said about him? That's it?
This is what I'm talking about. So, again, listen, I'm going to say it's not fun being up there having 8 people against you, right? But I will keep saying, holy shit, I feel like I'm only getting a glimpse of how horrible it is to be a woman. Because what you just said there, boss lady, it comes down to this idea that a little fucking bitch boy can only take 1/100th of what a woman endures in terms of harassment on a daily basis. Like, it's insane that that's what he's crying about, given, like, Mac is threatened to be raped every time she goes live.
That's what I tried to point out to him. I'm like, there's actual real victims here. I'm like, 2 of her friends were fucking threatened
Nobody
by
asked.
somebody that's like 1 degree away from you. Like, can I get some feedback? Was I okay? I couldn't look at my
Oh
phone,
my
and I know I was
God.
breathing
You were
heavy because I was moving
great.
around.
Nutka, I'm not going to lie. When you joined, I was like, oh shit, what? No. Because Nutka, the past few lives, you've started to talk and you've said, wait, what the fuck was I going to say?
Yeah.
For the past few lives in a row. But you
My
were
adrenaline was
great.
pumping.
You were great. And
Thanks.
Shubity was the perfect level of stabby. The perfect level. I don't know if she's here right now.
He was.
The perfect level of stabby. Like any bit more, and she would have seemed crazy, but she was the perfect level where she was firm that made him fall in line. But I mean,
I just couldn't. I could not handle.
Street Square.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just couldn't Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I could not handle the victimness. Like, it was crazy, and that's why I went up there, Irish, because I was like, well, it's like just him up there right now, and also like they're again insulting all of us by being like, you guys are me, and they're investigating me, and it's like, the fuck are you talking about? So I went up to be like, no, we weren't. Like, we don't know you. We don't care about you. Why is this even, like, it's not a thing. It's not about you. I tried to explain that it, like, deflects and takes away, and that's when he started losing his goddamn mind.
Shubity's ears pop up. All of a sudden she goes, what's up now?
I was just saying, so Shubity, being typical Shubity, was apologizing in my DMs because she was the one who found that screenshot only about a couple of weeks ago or something. And that is sort of also important, by the way.
Oh.
That screenshot was only being shown a couple of weeks ago. So, like, I don't know why he had months of being upset. And I was just explaining to Shubity, don't apologize for a fucking insecure little bitch boy complaining about something that any other fucking human being, especially a woman, wouldn't even consider a bad day. That's not on you. That's on his.
Sorry, I missed. I'm so sorry. I missed the last like 30 seconds. My phone glitched.
I just
What did you
said
say?
you're amazing. You are loved. Don't feel responsible because you found the screenshot. The screenshot's not the issue. It was an insecure person's reaction, an insecure, immature person's reaction to that screenshot, and that's not your responsibility.
Yeah. He was giving you a compliment.
Oh, I did previously say that you were extraordinarily perfect in terms of your level of stabbiness. Absolutely the perfect level.
Chef's kiss.
I don't remember what I did.
You black out.
We're just like, that is so offensive.
You did
That's-
great.
An offensive fucking interpretation of me, but okay.
Well, I mean, I loved it though. I don't know. I was trying to do it justice, but you did it way better, obviously.
There was not enough photo in the live though.
I'm mad I
Not enough.
missed that off.
I was getting really tired. I'm sorry. Can I say it? Like I was getting really tired, and I got to drop in like 20 seconds. But like I was getting really tired of like all of these irrelevant fucking men up there. It was unbelievable. The moderation of that live, whoever you want to fucking attribute that to, the mods, the whoever, that was absolutely piss poor. There were so many irrelevant fucking people being brought up. No one was asking, "Hey, do you know the situation? Do you know the situation?" It was just strange men. Defending other strange men who they barely fucking like. Men will literally defend other men they barely fucking know before they defend someone they do. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they were just defending men to defend them. They were defending his reputation.
Exactly. They were defending the idea of a man's reputation being harmed. That's what they were defending.
Yeah, and none of them got it. Like, none of them got that they were taking away from the real situation. And like, when I said in passing about that, whoever that master dude is, and that was in the bottom right when I was up there, when he basically said like, yeah, the Nixie stuff came out and I just kind of like hid in a corner and I wanted nothing to do with it, and drama.
Right.
And even Hasselblad kept saying drama, and I'm like, it's not drama, it's real life. Like, fuck.
At one point, Hasselblad said for something that you have zero evidence of, and I was like, oh my god, there it is, right there. Like that's
Yeah.
exactly
Well,
the point.
biggest proof that that all of this was, I mean, all of the Hasselblad stuff was irrelevant was that nothing happened to him. Nothing.
Nothing.
Not a single thing happened to him. There was nobody coming after him, nobody going out for him. He didn't get all these messages. He had nothing happen to him. It was all in his mind. All of it.
And that's why I
When
said
do I get to be the victim?
that's why I said they were perpetuating grape culture because they were centering the idea that a man's reputation is destroyed, harm is done simply by even associating a man to something. They were fabricating out of nowhere this idea that harm is done, which was nonsense, of course.
Hey, Irish, don't kick
Yeah.
me yet. But this person in the bottom right corner here, for some reason, I looked at their account. Either the account's not found, so they either got me blocked or some for some reason. So
Okay, Mike, do you have anything to say? It's Mike. It's
Hello.
Mike.
I don't know if
It's
anybody
Mike.
pulled you up or you requested, Mike.
He
I
requested.
bet it's really important.
He may have fallen asleep. I'll drop him now.
I think it was a flat earther.
I will say that that whole community, both those communities are equally insane.
I know.
But I will say the fact that I know Vogue said it 20 times, but now is apparently over there making themselves the victim, I think again is a slap in the face to the fact that people are actually getting harmed. And it's just getting a little tiring of dudes constantly calling themselves the victim because not once did any of them say, what can we do to help? Not one fucking time did anyone ask that question.
But
So
I didn't appreciate the fact that Vogue continued to say after this everyone's going to hate me, like it was like he pandered to the crowd there. Please confirm that I'm okay. I
8
get if he
fucking
was having
times.
stress and anxiety. I get that. Say that. This is really stressful. I get it, and I'm not really prepared or equipped for this. And if that was the case, then that life could have ended a long time ago. But the continuous need for validation kind of took away, again, taking away from the real issue. And I'm not saying that if he did have anxiety, that's not an issue. But I mean, it would have gone over better if he just expressed that.
I mean, it was a distraction. It was harmful. It definitely was insulting the victims. And on top of that, not recognizing the bias that he had, that was horrible. I only stayed up there because, I don't run from these sort of confrontations, but like I knew this was going to be a waste of time after like 10 minutes. You can tell idiots when you're talking to idiots. And Hasselblad,
Was
like there's no
anyone else?
talking to that lunatic. Go ahead, Nutka.
I didn't know what he sounded like, and the voice that voiced out of his mouth. I was like, oh, that's not what I was expecting, but it does really fit. Like, such a whiny bitch. I'm sorry.
Why do these men always feel the need that they need to give their bio when they're having these discussions? I'm a journalist. I'm doing this. I go there. I have this. I support this. I do. Why? Why is that necessary? Nobody needs to hear your bio. It's like nobody needs. It's like the confirmation that you want to get from people by saying, "See, he is a good person." I don't get why, and it happens all the time. They always need to boast themselves up for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, and the minute that Irish, or what was it? God damn it. Oh yeah, you said boys club, and Hasselblad was like, boys club, I live in a house filled with women. And it's like, are you all okay? I'm so pissed. Like, why are they always just dodging and dipping and diving all around the fucking point? And like, why do you want to be a victim so bad? If he's been seeing what's been going on with all of these douchebags for the past couple months, why would you want to be involved? And it's not like Irish was like, "Oh, I'm really involving you now." It's like the whole point of me going up there was to just be like, "Bro, like you could have solved this by just asking to have your picture," and then that was reiterated a bunch of times, and then he's like, "I have to go to a conference and I might not be able to go because this might ruin my life." And what? Get a fucking grip. I'm so fucking sick.
That was exactly what his voice sounded like too.
Sorry, I've been like literally losing my mind. I want to scream at these people. Like, I couldn't believe he dropped me. He dropped me. And then
I
he's like,
couldn't
"Oh
get
yeah,
over that.
sorry. Whoops. Like, that's my bad. I'm so sorry, Vogue." And then he does it a bunch more times. And then he keeps apologizing for it. I'm like, "You little bitch. Like, you're not sorry. You're doing this on purpose because your fifis are hurt and nobody cares." Like, he cared so much that we didn't care about him at all. And it's like, "Do you want us to find shit on you?" He was like, "Yeah, look me up." So it's like, okay, do you want us to? What are we gonna find? Do you want us to ruin your life? What are you asking for? This is the dumbest thing ever.
By the way, if anyone wants to go over to Vogue's Live and call out Blitz and say it's really interesting you joined after Irish left, why won't you go talk to Irish? Why do you keep running? Why were you not protecting victims? Why are you covering for Peterson? Feel free to go over there and come back again. Because I think it's real fucking cowardly how that little bitch.
Is anyone recording?
I do not suggest you give me permission for any mishap.
Can somebody
to the extent you're leashed, like unleash the beast.
Looks like Deep Sky has been asking that over there.
That'll be funny. Ooh, she's going. Yeah.
I mean,
someone got to record it though, please.
Dom's just fucking amazing. Like,
yes, we need somebody recording that because this is.
I am not kissing ass. I swear to God. How are there so many more stronger women than there are stronger than men? It's insane to me. The past 2 years have like blown my mind. Like, oh, it's so fucking frustrating.
Because we've been dealing with these shitbags our entire life. Like, they act like we can't see right goddamn through them. They are translucent little fucking worms. Like,
I think Amy just hit the nail on the head because we have no choice. It's gone. It has gone to the point. It just boiled over, where women cannot rely on the strength of men, but have to rely on their own strength. And slowly but surely, as soon as that happens, when men start realizing, oh look, women do have strength, they start doing everything to try to hold on to this little semblance of imaginary power they have over women. And I you know what? To be honest, it's not imaginary power. It's power that unfortunately has been bestowed due to the patriarchy and capitalism. So I can't say it's imaginary.
I don't know. It's exhausting. But I do love how these lives bring out all my haters. I saw like a few of my old haters in the comments and a couple of new ones. One of them was this person named Mel. Remember the person who attacked Mac?
Oh, Melody. Yeah, I saw that person in there.
Like, all I did was say that what she did was wrong to one of my friends. And now she's like making some video on me. And it's like, people are just so entitled to not be told like what's wrong or what they're doing wrong. Like, even with like in that situation with Hasselblath, when he was like insisting that it was only the tactics. And I was like, fuck, did I mishear? And at that point I said, I'm sorry. I thought you were impugning my character. And if you weren't impugning my character, I'm sorry. What is so hard about doing that? I thought I'd messed up. I thought he made me think I had messed up. Because I was like, I knew this guy was calling me a liar, but if he's telling me it's only the tactics, then he doesn't deserve me coming at him. And so I flipped and I was immediately able to say, yeah, that's not right. My bad. I'm sorry. Why can they not do that? What is so hard about being like, oh, yeah, that's not very good. I should apologize. My bad. And then somehow like that got glossed over. That I was happy to apologize if it really was just the tactics. I don't know. He got everything he wanted. I gave him an apology because he said it was only tactics. I offered to redact the thing, and I offered not to talk to him again if he just doesn't talk on me. And he wants his time to be a victim? Like he didn't have to be a victim. All he had to do was accept that, and we would have moved on. Fucking baby. And all these people saying he's a good man, he's a good man, he's a good man. He's never had a man challenge him. You'll always see what a little bitch a man is when another man challenges them. Their real fucking true self comes out.
Well, yeah, there were a lot of people in there saying, "Oh, well, you know what? This is not based on what I see about him, or this is it's an unfair assumption." No, based on the live, this is all we know of him. We don't know the dude. And this first interaction,
The excuse
this first interaction, he completely shows his whole bare butt on this whole thing about that. No, this is him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why they expect. To me, that was just sort of I understand the idea of saying I don't have that experience, and that's fine. But it was kind of given the idea that I'm vouching that he's not this type of guy. And it was like, as you just said, well, our experience of this person is him irrationally coming after us, avoiding communication with us, acting like he's being victimized while we're confused as to what the hell the issue is, and then him making himself the victim and ignoring real victims. That's our experience. But I understand he's been cool with you. Like, I don't understand why they didn't quite understand why we would be very confused as to the dichotomy, the complete opposite in personality that each of us was getting. It just seemed weird.
Michael, can you elaborate what you mean by you haven't heard one solution?
Was
I
that me?
haven't heard a single solution yet. All I'm hearing is, wah, it didn't go my way. Wah, it didn't go my way. Right?
Michael,
Solutions sound like this. Hey, this is what I heard, and here's what I think I'm going to do next time.
Michael,
right?
just quick question. Are you aware of all the allegations and all the people we're talking about, or did you just come into this live?
I've been here for about 45 minutes.
Have you only been in this live?
For 45 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so respectfully, it's not for you. This is a follow-on live from another live. And so people from that other live would have context for what's been going on, and therefore their opinion would be informed, and therefore their opinion would mean something. But because you are not informed due to the fact you were not in the prior live, your opinion doesn't really have any value in here.
I already told him that in the comments, and he was crying about no opposition and yada yada. He's just trying to cry.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Go feel relevant elsewhere.
Oh, but real quick, I wanted to ask you when Alec got brought up. Can you tell me I've seen you guys go at it a few different times. But are you? I thought you left off where you guys were like somewhat cool, but did he do something? Or what was that all about?
I'm not talking about Alec publicly as a courtesy to someone. But I think it was clear that we have a very strong disagreement as it pertains to the treatment of victims and potential victims. And that's it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because they're not talking about it, and they're not continuing to try to work in that space. And so there's no need to go pick fights. So I'm just going to ignore it. But obviously I've made clear, I just strongly disagree with their approach on things.
Vogue is currently whining, by the way.
About what?
Dom's on the panel about how they're being treated, and he said that he just got screenshots.
Five, maybe?
Vogue just got screenshots of people talking shit.
I just don't care. I'm just so tired of everyone protecting their own feelings and having no concern for anyone else's. I'm just exhausted from it.
I just got blocked for asking why RBG got blocked.
I mean, they're incredibly sensitive over there. It's really just the moderation over there. The mods are just acting crazy. And that's I don't know who the mods are over there. It may just be one rogue mod or whatever it is, but
No, they said creator blocked me.
yeah, I don't know if that's always consistent, to be honest with you. I know it sometimes says creator. I know sometimes it'll say mod. I don't know if that's actually consistent. I feel like I've seen that before and it's not been right. But I don't know. Oh God, is anyone able to stream the live? Because Dom's over there right now. Anyone? Quick, yes or no? Does anyone have a
Yes,
second device? Oh my God! All
I
right,
do.
stream it. Go for it.
1 sec.
Very curious.
I'm outside on my grass, so just 1 sec.
We have time.
Maybe. I'm just gonna turn off.
I might get canceled for fucking saying it, but a quick victim is different than
We can barely hear anything.
Damn it. Like, I understand. I'm devaluing essay victims. No one ever wants to do that. But I feel like what's happening is anytime somebody says the word victim, it's like, oh, does that mean you think you're a victim? What about this essay person? They're a victim. Are you devaluing that? Like, I feel like that's happening a lot here. It's who's the bigger victim? What are you getting at in regards to that? What I'm saying about Blitz? Well, I mean, I can't speak for Blitz. I only watch his lives and like his content. I don't know about him as a person. I only like his content. So I'm not gonna go on saying stuff and say stuff that I know more about you than.
Sorry, guys. I guess if it's hard to hear, then I can't really do much more than that.
I'm flipping my over right now. I should be live in.
Is he not doing that?
Give me 1 second, and I should be up. What is their username?
Oh.
Hassle.
Here, I'll put it in the comments.
Basically. For victims, it's like that wasn't the focus. You know what I mean? I can't comment on that because I wasn't here for that. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. I can only comment on what I know, and what I know is that there's somebody who protects predators very blatantly in these comments who felt comfortable enough to be here, and that's why that's the only thing that I spoke on. I only speak on what I know, and I only speak on what I hear. And I'm pointing out somebody as problematic as in these comments. And as soon as he got called out by me, he did what he does. He turned his tail and ran. So that's why I've only comment what I've perceived and what I've been here for. I have no fucking clue what happened prior to that. I was not here. I can't even help you out with that, fam. I'm sorry. But other than that, like I said, I only had a little school announcement to make when it came to him. And in regards to Vogue and how you are hosting, if you feel you're not hosting improperly in any way, honestly, you don't need any like encouragement or validation that you're doing so properly. Just accept that you're doing so properly. If somebody says differently, then that's whatever. Because the more you talk about it, and the more that you ask for validation, the more people are just going to say you're asking for validation. And that's coming at it sometimes I could be very frank. That's just coming at a frank way. The more it feels like you're wanting validation for it, the more people are just going to say you're wanting validation for it. If you know, you know. If you don't,
Okay, so apparently we're being streamed right now when I was trying to be a good host to everybody.
Not in a bad way.
On Irish's live. So
did I just stream for what I said?
I just watched it done.
Not because of you. It's more than likely due to calling out Dr. Blitz. So again, it would not be because of you. If the shoe doesn't fit, it is what I tell everybody: the shoe don't fit, don't lace that.